I think the majority of people just mindlessly want money and chase it, but I don't think that's a sustainable or healthy way to operate. Don't get me wrong, like money is probably one of the most influential instruments. We all need it, but that doesn't justify chasing it mindlessly, especially when it comes to picking your path in life, like careers or even a side hustle. I'm a huge believer in you can't do things long term without a passion for it and stay happy at least. Personally, I'm creative, and I don't mean the traditional artistic way. I'm buns at drawing, to be honest, and just like painting and shit. I'm creative in more of a logical way, like coding, organization, planning, things like that, which is a huge reason why I don't enjoy school. My reasoning for not enjoying school is because they don't really allow you to be creative. Like, there's a syllabus or curriculum that they have to stick to, and there's no real going away from that. And you're kind of just trapped in a box. But don't get me wrong, this is not anti school propaganda. Make informed decisions and go to school if you need to. But with me, the fact you can't really study what you want and you have to stick to like the rules in school kind of fuels my dislike for it, which doesn't allow me to be passionate. And I've realized if I keep going down the education route, it won't end well for me because I hate being limited, whether that's through a curriculum or syllabus, a manager, little bro in you, or even through like sponsorships controlling your image and what you say. Because let's say I landed a job at like a Fang company or a Mangoes company or a Bulge Bank. Unwillingly going through the school system and like going above and beyond projects and shit. Even though the pay is like great, I personally don't have an interest in reading through 100 plus page documents and contributing to what people call the second coming of the Manhattan Project. Therefore, I wouldn't last. That's why you have to position yourself to actively work on something you're passionate about. Even though a lot of us aren't fortunate enough to be in a position where we have the liberty to actually choose what we want to do, if you are fortunate enough to choose, choose wisely and don't let non factors such as money influence the entirety of your decision. What I mean by non factor is just factors that shouldn't really dictate what you do or pursue, at least significantly anyway. So the main non factors for me would just be like money, clout, comparison, things like that. I kind of put them all under the same umbrella. You generally shouldn't care what other people think about what path you're taking in life. Like, as long as it's true to you, don't let like that clout demon catch you because like it will get bad. You don't have anything to prove to others. Like, unless you're, I don't know, like drug dealing or some shit. Just do you, as long as it's not some bullshit. As far as finding and knowing your passion goes, I know it's hard and you may not even think you have a passion, but I feel like a lot of people are like that. And I'm not gonna lie to you and like sell you a secret formula or something, but I can only tell you what worked for me and others I know based on my own life experiences. That's what anyone on the internet can ever do for you. Like, don't let them lie to you and recruit you into a cult or some shit. In my opinion, to get to know your passions, you have to know yourself. And I did that through journaling, reading, reflecting in my own time alone. Don't be scared to be alone with your thoughts because you'll have to face them eventually. Like, a lot of people avoid being alone with themselves and actually having to think about their life. But there's only so long you can avoid that. Robert Greene says to reconnect with your younger self to find your purpose. And I completely agree, but I think the better suited word here is passion. The reason I say this is because you could have had multiple things that you've connected with as a child, like, I don't know, gaming, sports, movies, but I doubt someone would say their purpose is all three of those unless they wanted to create like an esports movie or something. My advice would be that of those passions that you've reconnected with, you should pick like a pool of those that resonate with you the most and try to translate them into something of substance. For example, if you enjoyed team sports growing up and liked puzzles or something, you could be interested in like tech, for example, specifically the development side with the whole collaboration thing and solving puzzles. Another example is if you were into competitive gaming, I don't know, like Fortnite tournaments or something, and you were an annoying ass kid, like always asking, "Oh, what's that? What does that do?" You could be interested in like finance, specifically the trading stuff and like equity research and all that. And if you were the weird kid, you could be interested in journalism. That's a good career path for you to go down. Jokes aside, once you've decided on your purpose, which you've derived from your passions, you need to position yourself to fulfill your purpose. Immerse yourself fully in your craft, but don't be a hamster on a wheel. Like, you try to get away from the rat race for a reason. Don't be a rat on a different track. I would say the main way I stay on track is through journaling. Journaling is like one of the seven wonders of the world. If you start journaling, you'll be in tune with what you're thinking. Like, every day, you'll know why you're feeling certain things, you'll know why you're thinking certain things, and just generally understand yourself better. Like I said, you shouldn't be doing things for others, and I think the reason a lot of people don't journal, or at least don't journal properly, is because they think it's performative, which I think is complete bullshit, by the way, but let me not go on a rant. Or they aren't journaling for themselves. And what I mean by that is, in the back of their mind, they're thinking like, what if someone reads this? Which kind of doesn't allow you to authentically document your thoughts. The thing I would say is, just to start, you probably hear that a lot, but that's for a reason. With most things in life, you get better with more reps. And I would say journaling is a habit, but don't force yourself to do it, because if you start forcing yourself to do it, you'll feel like it's homework and you won't journal right. But regarding the content of the actual journal and what you're writing, you can write about pretty much anything. Like what you thought during the day, I don't know, who pissed you off, what emotions you're feeling, the fact you didn't go up and speak to that girl, your aspirations. But the most important thing is you have to be honest and write for yourself. So start today, like right now. Like, write about me in your journal.